At the time of recording this video, I'm 37 years old and I quit my career in finance exactly 1 year ago, almost to the day. I did it without a plan. I was genuinely clueless about what I wanted to do with my life. I'd worked in finance for over a decade and people told me I was crazy, that I should at least have some idea mapped out before walking away from everything. But I didn't listen. I made the boldest and riskiest move of my life. I quit, I sold my house, and I moved into this camper van. I failed numerous times trying my hand at different things. But this has been one of the most rewarding, if not the scariest, year of my life. And I don't regret a single thing. In this video, I'm going to share 15 things I know now that I wish I knew a year ago when I quit my career. This is the advice I'd give to my 36-year-old self. And it might be useful for you too, especially if you're contemplating a major life change. Number 1, don't be afraid to fail. The quicker you fail, the quicker you grow. It was a limiting belief about failure that made me so afraid of it. Failure felt so severe and final, but just a quick mindset change around it made all of the difference. Instead of viewing failure as a bad thing, view it as a progression thing, i.e., the quicker you fail, the quicker you grow. Because without failure, you can't have success because it's how you learn. Number 2, happiness isn't about what you have, it's about letting go of what you don't need. When I sold my house to move into a camper van, that was a scary decision to make, and I don't regret it whatsoever. It was so much easier than I thought it was going to be, because I thought it would be difficult to let go of things. But actually, I felt lighter and happier and quite eager to let go of anything that didn't serve me. Number 3, let go of ideas that feel forced. Trust yourself to pivot. This comes into using your intuition as well. Anything that you're doing that feels difficult, like you don't want to do it for more than a few days in a row, let go of it. It's not the right thing to do. It's your intuition saying, nah, no, this is not the right thing. Take from it what you've learned, let it go. Number 4, you can stay close to people without letting their opinions control you. Very few people understood my decision to quit my career without a plan in place. But that didn't really matter in the long run, and you can still maintain relationships with people, even if they don't understand what it is that you've done. Number 5, you will discover a quiet confidence that you didn't know you had. Now, I've always been a relatively confident person, but I've often used confidence to mask anxiety. If I feel anxious in a situation or nervous, I would turn to humour or be overly confident. This is different. This is a different sort of confidence that's a lot quieter and it's a lot deeper. When you have trust in yourself and when you start to build and look into your own desires and move in that direction, that quiet confidence will start to come out in you. Number 6, figuring out what you enjoy and what you're good at is actually quite fun. People say work shouldn't feel like work. And when you treat it as an experiment, i.e. when you're not afraid to fail, when you're just figuring out what you enjoy, because I'd never done that. I'd never figured out what I wanted to do, what I was good at, what I enjoyed. And when you start finding these out, it is really good fun. Especially when you're not too attached to the outcome. When you're in the mindset of you're just trying things out to see if you want to do that, to see if you want to do this, you will learn a hell of a lot. And number 7, you're stronger than you think when it comes to criticism. And this goes for criticism from people you know, but also criticism from strangers. Putting yourself out there on a platform like YouTube is quite a scary thing to do, and you will get hate. And when I first started my YouTube channel, it was one of the things that was really putting me off starting. And I was a lot stronger than I thought I was when it came to that. It was kind of water off a duck's back. And that was quite surprising, but that was a good surprise. Number 8, you have more to say than you realise. Clarity comes with the editing. When I first started YouTube, I genuinely thought, I've probably got 3 videos in me. I can talk for 3 videos and then I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Oh, how wrong I was. I don't think I will ever run out of things to talk about. Number 9, learn patience. It's not your strong suit, but it's essential. When you're trying to build a business, especially when you don't know what direction you want to go in, patience is key. It doesn't happen overnight. It requires a lot of trial and error. And as patience has never been my strong suit, it was quite a difficult lesson to learn. Number 10, you'll build a belief in yourself that no one can shake. And this comes back to having that quiet sort of confidence. When you start to discover more about yourself, more about what you like, you're being true to yourself and you're starting to build self-awareness. And that comes with a certain kind of confidence and a belief in yourself that you might not have had before. And the beauty of that is because it comes from somewhere deep inside, no one else can shake that belief. Number 11, trust the process and the universe. Every test leads to an opportunity. And for years, I sat doing nothing and waiting for an opportunity to land in my lap. And surprise, surprise, it never did. But as soon as I took the jump, and I started doing things like I was writing for a blog, I was editing for another YouTube channel, I was talking about creating a podcast on grief counselling, that sort of thing, grief coaching even. Everything that I did led to another opportunity. And none of those opportunities, with zero exception, none of those opportunities would have presented themselves to me had I not have started the ball rolling and started just doing something. Number 12, don't hide your spiritual side to fit in because it's what makes you stand out. And for me, it was my spiritual side, but for you, it might be something different. But we all have a tendency to hide these parts of ourselves that we don't think will necessarily fit in with the mainstream, or we might get criticism in that certain area. But don't hide it away, because with my spiritual side, for example, I believe it's what makes me stand out, especially when I incorporate intuitive living, habit building, manifestation into what I'm doing. It's what makes my mission stand out to me and to the people that I help. Be authentic to all sides of you, because you'll never know who you might help when you step into that. Number 13, you'll find something that you love doing so much you'd do it for free. And I never thought that was possible. I thought if I was going to work, it would always be work. There would never be an element of I'd do this. If I had £1 billion in the bank and I didn't have to work for money ever again, I would still do this. And I never thought that was possible. And if I can find that, then I'm sure you can find that too. Number 14, purpose isn't something you find, it's something you create. Understanding our purpose is one thing, but it's more about understanding who you are, what you like to do and what you're good at. And then you create your purpose. There's more than one path, there's more than one opportunity, and no opportunity is a wrong opportunity when you're approaching life in a freeing, experimental kind of way. Because if it's the wrong decision, then course correct to another direction. Number 15, trust your intuition. You know more than you think. Your intuition is like a muscle. You have to exercise it so that it has a bigger, more defined presence in your life. And you won't be able to trust it until you do give it some power and some exercise. But as soon as you do, you will be amazed at how much you actually know intuitively. And then you won't need to look to external sources for guidance or confirmation, validation. It's all within the intuition. And if you'd like to know how I used my intuition to gain more confidence, watch this video next, where I share how intuitive living became one of the most powerful tools in my journey.